Yo guys, before we start today's video, I just want to give a quick shout out to our sponsor, Floowandereeze. If you guys are in the market for anything Yu-Gi-Oh related, whether it's singles or sealed product, be sure to check out their website, floowandereeze.ca. And if you're looking for singles, use code TeamVLR for 10% off your purchase. It supports the channel and we really appreciate it. Now anyways, on to today's video. I have another special deck profile with my boy, Jonathan. What'd you do this time?
I took it all home again. I won the Toronto Regional again. Last one was last year, but came back.
Yeah, sensing a trend. You're what, two for three in terms of winning regionals.
Yeah, 2 for 3 so far.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can increase that ratio. That's great.
Yeah, and what did you play today?
I played my favorite deck of all time, Floowandereeze.
Of course,
Same deck I won the last regional with.
Yes, the John's special. This one's actually spicy. Normally, I don't think Floowandereeze decks are capable of being spicy, but this one's a little bit different. We'll get to that later.
Oh yeah. There's definitely some high-grade spice in the side deck that made combo decks not free, but much more winnable. Better than Droll, better than Nib, better than 2 board breakers. So I'll go through that. Before I do that, I actually want to go through my matchups, which I wrote down for the first time. So you kind of get an idea of what kind of decks I played and how I played them.
Especially good this down.
So round 1, I played against Gold Pride Punk Runic. I won that one. Round 2, I played against Unchained. I won that one 2-0. Unchained is a really good matchup against Flu.
Yep.
I played 2 tiers back to back. I won both of them as well. I lost the die roll though. You'll see I actually only won 1 die roll in the entire 9 rounds of the regional, which I think is an achievement unto itself.
I agree.
Then I played Rescue Ace, Infernoble, Manadium, another Rescue Ace, that was Banded Huvel, and round 9 I played Infernoble and it was Pack. I lost those die rolls, but I still won. I also wrote down which games I drew Shifter as well. And I actually drew Shifter against Pack, I didn't write that down, but not a lot of Shifters either, but that's okay, it was holding me back. So I did play against a lot of meta, just to give you an idea of that. So let's just get into the profile then. So for the monsters, I played the 3 Robina and the 3 Eagle and the 1 Token and the 1 Street. I think that this is the perfect ratio. I would never play more Token or Street. I already don't really want to see 2 of the same, of the good birds, quote unquote, so there's no reason to play another one. For consistency, I played a couple of other cards that I think add to the consistency without bricking.
Yep.
For the big birds, Apex Avian, Ryza, and 2 Empen. 2 Empen, these are standard, but 2 Empen, some people play 3. Similarly, I don't really want to open 2 Empen all the time. Having an Empen is technically an extender if you get stopped, but I'm going to talk about a little bit on the side deck. The combo decks and the good decks are a little bit too good. I have to have more cards that do things, and having 2 Empen doesn't always get you there. I played an honorary Floowandereeze monster, Smorg. This card, I only played 1. I didn't play any of the targets to search for the Smorg spells or traps. This helps double chain block Ash when you have Map and Robina. Without this card, 1 Ash loses. You lose to 1 Ash if you have just Map and Robina. And this card really helps a lot. The fact that it has 1800 is also very relevant because SP Little Knight has 1600.
Yep.
So actually in the last round, Pack equipped SP Little Knight with the Phoenix Blade to beat over this. So I thought you know what, that makes it worthwhile.
Yeah.
Spells, I play 1 Terraforming, 3 Map, 3 Advent, some other, and then Floowandereeze stuff. Don't play 2 of the trap. It's bricky. I never need the second one. If you get to a point where the first trap is relevant, you've already won. It's fine.
Yep.
I side out Terraforming, going second almost every time because this is just too much Droll bait, and there's a lot of Droll in the format. But everything else is very standard.
Yeah, I got a little personal gripe with people who play 2 of the trap.
Yes.
Can't stand those people.
And then for the other consistency cards, I played 3 Prosperity, 3 duality, and 1 extravagance. This is kind of what I was saying. I wouldn't play extra birds for consistency. Extravagance is, a lot of things. It can be extra birds, it can be extra extenders, and even the technical anti-synergy between prosperity and extravagance, I don't think it's relevant. I would rather draw into prosperity plus something else for follow-up than not have the +1 at all. +1s are very good.
Extra just ends up being literally anything. It could be anything.
Be literally anything. It could even be another pod card.
It could.
So I've always liked the 7 pod ratio. And then the last cards are the cards that make this deck worth playing. The Shifter, the Harpy's Feather Duster, the Harpy's Feather Storm, the 2 Thrusts, the 2 Evenly, and the 2 Dark Ruler No More. Maining these cards is the reason why you can win undefeated. You can win the game ones. The theory with this deck is you build the deck to win going first, and then you side to to win going second. Not win going first. To win going second, because not a lot of people are prepared necessarily for Dark Ruler Evenly, plus these other things. I also think that Thrust, this deck is probably the best user of Thrust currently. Maybe Unchained is as good or similarly good, just because setting the Featherstorm or setting the trap or getting the terraforming or getting a pod or something like that, it gets you so much more. And Thrust really went in the whole weekend, the whole Saturday, getting the evenly matched, playing through the disruption. It was really good. And Featherstorm's PCR, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah, they're reprinting it before they ban it.
Before they ban it?
Yeah, which they should have done like ages ago. Same thing with Shifter.
They might not be for this world for long. So.
Yeah, I sure hope so.
And then I'm going to go for the extra deck. The extra deck is actually functional. In my testing towards this event, I summoned from the extra deck a lot. The fact of the matter is, you get trolled a lot, you get hand trapped a lot. Going into a big board, normal summon Rabina is unfortunately just not the play sometimes. So you have to go through some of these. So I'll go through that. I played the Lyralist package, attack to make the Zeus. If you need another bird, this just outs Zombie World. It's just a spell trap return to hand. Downerd and 2 Zeus. I never actually summoned any of these in the tournament, but I'm glad that they were there. Just in case, right? Linkers Anima, SP Little Knight, Codebreaker Virus, and the 2 Charmers. I didn't summon these either. SP Little Knight is the best out to Baguska. Codebreaker is another out to Baguska as well, but in case I banish one of them with Prosperity. Relinquish Anima into another bird into SP Little Knight also outs to Kobo. It did get to Kobo in the tournament. And there was some Zombie World going around. That's kind of the thing with regionals. People, I think, expect to play decks like Floowandereeze, anti-meta strategies, things like that. So I did that. And then, to go with those, I also played a Selene, Access Code, and Underworld Goddess. Selene Access Code never came up, but I liked having the option there. I would have summoned this more often when I played Talents or Change of Heart, but I don't play those cards anymore. Underworld Goddess is somewhat cope. I did play this card when but Adignister or Adignister Mathmech was a good deck because it was kind of my only outs to the Arrival Adignister. Technically, this is also an out to like a 7 material Noir or something like that. But if your opponent lets you summon 4 or 5 monsters on their turn, so that you can turn them into a Underworld Goddess, you probably already won. So it probably doesn't happen. But the actual MVP in the extra deck that I summoned multiple times was Typhon. Typhon is so good. It's how I said, like, the normal summon Rubina wasn't the play, wasn't the winning play. Summon Typhon was the winning play. Those times I played against a Vanadium player, where he ended on the SP, Little Knight, the Dispatter, and the Barone. I really had no way of outing any of that, so I just normal summoned Robina, slapped over a Sky Crisis, and attacked into the SP Little Knight, bounced the Dissipator, and he had gone through so much of his deck and so much of his resources, he had no way of coming back, and I was able to then normal summon Robina afterwards and win.
Yep.
So that was great. So this is a really good card, and I would honestly play more, but it's kind of expensive. So.
Yeah, that's fair. That's understandable.
And then the side deck. This is where the fun happens.
Yes.
So I'll go through.
Well, that's not fun.
I played 2 Droll. Honestly, I probably should have played 0 Droll. But I'm a coward, so I had to. The thing is, you'll see that what I was saying earlier, combo decks are just too good.
Yep.
Droll is not enough. And the thing is, 2 board breakers, like Dark Ruler Evenly, not enough either. You know, against Vanadium, in their full board with the reframing, if I have Dark Ruler Evenly, I might as well have just drawn like only 3 cards in my hand. It doesn't matter. The amount of cross out and called by that was present in the tournament was a lot. So even having just Drone Lockbird, and Shifter, it might not be enough. That being said, I expected some other, combo decks that were maybe not Infernoble, maybe not Vanadium, that couldn't play through Drone Lockbird. So I thought I'd play it.
It's got uses in other matchups too.
Absolutely, yeah. I played 1 Herald of the Abyss. I need this to out noir, and it combos with the Thrust. I played the 3 Cosmic Cyclone. A lot of people are cutting this from their decks, but that's because a lot of those decks don't lose to Zombie World and Takobo. So, going second against Tyr, going second against Unchained, like I don't use these on Sulliek, I don't use these on the Traps. I use these on the Takobo and the Zombie World. And it's a winning strategy. I played 1 Ash, 1 Called By, and the other 2 Featherstorms. It seems like a bit of an odd ratio, but my siding pattern for going first was I would take out the Evenlies and the Dark Rulers, and I need to put 4 cards in. Obviously, I put the other 2 Featherstorms. I put the Called By the Grave for the eventual Droll or hand traps they would side against me. And the Ash, like I was thinking of maybe there was another going first card I could side, something like Dimension Fissure or Macrocosmos or something like that. But I thought like those cards would lose to the Lightning Storm that they would, or the evenly matched. I thought like Ash was generic enough that if I only have 1, I don't see more than 1, so I don't brick on it. And it was good going first, good going second, good follow up. So I thought I would keep it. It was good utility. So I thought that was fine. I actually never drew Ash, never used it this tournament, but it was there and I felt safe. And this was the MVPs. This was what everybody was talking about when I was playing at table 1. I played 3 Gizmek Uka, the Bear Statue of the Torrents, and the Light Bear Statue.
Of course.
Yeah, so
Food deck playing barrier statues.
of course, it's a Gizmek barrier statue. I mourn the loss of the Wind barrier statue, so I had to get the redemption arc going.
Of course.
So, like I've said a couple of times in this profile, combo decks are too good. In the past, I could just Prosperity into Dark Ruler, and I could win, or I could, thrust into evenly match, and I could win. But unfortunately, Infernoble and Vanadium are too good. In fact, a couple of days before the regional, I was watching a profile from Patrick Hoban that had a anti-droll combo that if you get drolled on the Calarium search, he ends on SP Little Knight, rank 10, and Spell Canceller. I'm like, I can't play through that. That loses Dark Ruler, loses So I knew I had to do something stupid to win. So I'm not going to take credit for this idea. I found it on a random YouTube video from a guy named Suffer Yu-Gi-Oh! SFR YGO. He played it at YCS Dorman, and I just thought this was so great because, so for those who don't know, Gizmek Uka, when a monster is special summoned from the main deck, you or your opponent, I'm not special summoning from the main deck, but when your opponent special summons from the main deck, it's a hand trap, you can activate the effect, you summon it, and you target a monster your opponent controls. Doesn't have to be the monster that was summoned, and special summon a monster from your deck with the same attack and defense. The barrier statues have the same attack and defense and are my only targets. Against Infernoble, once they use the Isolde summon, you summon this, and you target the Assault, which is a light, and you summon the bear statue, and they have no out to this. This did come up in my round 7 against was it round 7?
Yeah.
Round 6 against Infernoble, and it made a completely unwinnable combo game. Completely winnable. This is my only hand trap, and at the end of the game, he showed me that he had called by and cross out. So he said I felt so safe, but unfortunately, he was not safe enough. He just ended on Assault Pass. The water statue was for Manadium. When you summon the Meek, you would summon this. I actually did this against a Manadium player, but because they watched my game beforehand, he actually ashed the effect on his own turn. So, but hey, that's one less ash that I had to deal on my turn. So I think it did what it needed to. Also, the Light Barrier statue is for Pearly as well. I didn't play any Pearly, but the theory is still there. This isn't an auto win because, well, first of all, there are outs. Ash is an out, obviously. If Manadium starts with Fenrir, then that's an out as well. If Pearly opens a God hand where they can summon Happiness and then suck up the Light Bearer statue, that is also. But I'll put them on Better Habit because I had this, so so that's fine. And it was also very interesting because Pac showed me that he was playing the same thing as well in his Infernoble deck. So great minds think alike, I guess.
See that.
And so I think it is really cool. I think that when people start catching on to this, it'll be played much more often. So
please no. As a Canadian player, please no.
So I even get your ashes ready. Always start with Fenrir. Things like that. And that was the whole profile. I had a really fun time at the regionals. Going undefeated in 9 rounds. It was a real slog, but I had all the boys there cheering me on and hoping that I won. I had all the people watching at table 1 oohing and ahhing when I even the judges were like, holy shit, it's crazy. So that was really fun. I guess before the end of the whole thing, just want to shout out, of course, first and foremost, Team VLR and Team VLR's Matt behind the camera. I'm always happy to be providing this content for the channel. I want to shout out both 401 Games and New Realm Games, for which we are recording in New Realm Games right now. Chase and Bar working here are also very supportive of me. I want to shout out my wife, who is very supportive of me as well. I'd like to shout out my unborn son as well. Your dad's a winner, just remember that. I think that's basically it. And thanks for the video. Thanks for having me on the channel.
No problem. All right, guys. That's the deck profile. Let us know what you think. And Team VLR is out. Peace.